back to Tammy's Kitchen. I'm Tammy Gibson, and today we're going to be taking a trip to Old Italy. We're going to be doing a few twists on some Italian favorites, and I'm really not sure that cheesecake is Italian, but for the sake of this episode, I'm saying that it is, and we're going to start off by making some mini cheesecakes for our dessert. So in my dish here, I have 2/3 of a cup of crushed graham crackers and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And to that, I'm going to add some butter here to make our crust. And you can see I've got my muffin pan out here already with some liners in it. We're going to make these individual size cheesecakes. I doubled this recipe. It originally only made 6, and I'm thinking, well, what's the point of just fooling with 6? So, at any rate, I doubled it, and so we're going to make a whole pan full. So we'll just kind of try to divide this as evenly as we can amongst our 12 cups here. We may have to go back and rob from a few if I'm being a little over generous. You could use Oreo crumbs too if you prefer a chocolate crust. Or shortbread or vanilla wafer, whatever you like would work for this. I'm just going to use this little cup to kind of mash this down into the bottom of the liners. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So we'll set those aside and we'll get our ingredients together here to start on the filling. Okay, since this is cheesecake, obviously the first ingredient in here is going to be cream cheese. So I'm just going to beat it up just a little bit to get it loosened up here. Okay, to our cream cheese, this is 4 teaspoons of flour and 1/2 cup of white sugar. So we're going to stir that, beat it until it's smooth, get that sugar incorporated in there really good. We've got our cream cheese and our flour and sugar incorporated here. Into that, we're going to add 4 tablespoons, of beaten egg. I told you I doubled the recipe, and it called for 2 tablespoons, obviously, of beaten egg. I'm thinking 4 tablespoons is going to be just about the whole thing. And in fact, it is for these purposes. I'm going to dump the whole egg in there. And the last ingredient is going to be 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, and we're going to beat that until it is just combined. That's good enough. Okay, as you can see here, we've added a peanut butter cup to our paper liners with our graham crackers in the bottom. And we're going to add our cream cheese filling, and I'm using the ice cream scoop here. Just scoop it over the top. Go back and get this last little bit of filling here. Won't let any of that go to waste. Okay, we're going to stick these in the oven, 350 degrees for about 15 minutes or so. Okay, we're starting our second recipe, and we are making a ravioli lasagna. So to start with, I've got some ground beef in the skillet here, and we're going to brown that off. And to that, we're going to add a whole onion that's been pretty finely sliced, diced, whatever you want to say. And 3 cloves of minced garlic. recipe also called for a carrot. I'm omitting the carrot. If you'd like it, you can put it in your recipe. It sounded unnecessary for lasagna, and I'm not a fan of those either. Okay, our hamburger is browned, so to that we're going to add 1 jar of spaghetti sauce. Any kind will do, whatever kind you prefer. And a 1/2 cup of water. And we're going to let that simmer for 5 minutes. And just need to give it a stir every now and then. Okay, our meat sauce is done, and I've got the rest of my ingredients assembled here. So we're going to spread half of our meat sauce in the bottom of a 9x13. And I did spray that with cooking spray. Okay, and then we're going to top this with frozen cheese ravioli. So this is obviously taking the place of the lasagna noodles. The recipe specifically says to use the larger ravioli, don't use the mini ones, so I'm not sure why, but apparently they don't work very well for this recipe. So. Okay, got a layer of ravioli. Now this mixture here is the spreadable cream cheese mixed with a 1/2 cup of milk. And it says to pour that over the ravioli. Okay, and then we're going to top it with cheese. And then we're just going to repeat the layers of the meat sauce and the ravioli and the cheese. Okay, the rest of the mozzarella. And 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. Can never have too much cheese. Just put a little extra on. Okay, then we're going to cover that and we're going to put it in the oven 350 for 50 minutes to an hour. Okay, we're moving on here with another Italian recipe, and this is called pizza monkey bread. It's not exactly monkey bread, but it's kind of a bread thing. I started out here with just the refrigerated pizza crust, you know, that comes in the tube. So we're going to roll that out to about like a 9x12 or something close to that. I'm just rolling it out here on a little bit of floured parchment paper because I didn't want to drag out the big pastry mat thing. Okay, and then we're going to top it with, this is just a 1/2 pound of ground beef. And the recipe called for Italian sausage. I don't like Italian sausage, so I had to make a substitution. But again, if you like Italian sausage, this recipe is for you because that's what it called for. But Just doing a little ground beef here instead. All right, and now we're going to drizzle that with a half a cup of pizza sauce. And to the pizza sauce, I've added a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, now we're going to add some cheese. This is Italian 5-cheese blend. And it calls for quite a generous amount, 1 cup and 3/4. So this is a 2-cup package, so we're going to be putting most all of this on here. Which I never say no to more cheese, so that's a good thing. Okay, and then 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. Okay, now we're just going to roll this up, kind of like you would a cinnamon roll. My paper's not cooperating. I taped it down, but I see it's come unstuck from the counter, so it's wanting to move around here on me. Okay, so now we're just going to cut these in circles. And place them in our pan. And of course we did spray our pan with cooking spray because these would really stick. Okay, so we're going to put these in the oven 375 for 15 to 20 minutes, just until they're golden brown. And we've got several minutes left on our lasagna, so we've got one more recipe to show you before we finish up here. Okay, the last recipe we're going to do today is, these are cheesy garlic herb twists. And to start with, I have 1 package of refrigerated crescent roll dough. And we're going to cut that into about 4 strips. See if I can kind of eyeball it here. Probably won't be exactly straight, but we'll do the best we can. Okay, and then we're going to cut them in half. Okay, and then we're going to twist them and put them on this parchment paper. Paper's trying to run away. It won't stay put. Okay, now we're going to brush them all with butter. This is a tablespoon of melted butter, so we'll give them all a good little dose of that. Okay, now we've got our cheese and herb mixture here, and this is the 5-cheese Italian blend, 1/4 of a cup. About a teaspoon of basil, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. And we're just going to sprinkle that over the top. Okay. Into the oven, 375 for about 15 minutes or so. Well, we've got everything wrapped up in the kitchen for our Italian tribute today. We've made a ravioli lasagna. It smells really, really good. Some garlic and herb twists, and I thought those turned out pretty good also. Our pizza monkey bread, yum. And of course our little cheesecakes. I drizzled a little chocolate on those to make them all pretty. So hope you've enjoyed it. And if you'd like to have any of our recipes, please email us at recipes@sheratonvalley.com. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you around the valley.